From Sinatra, swing to Brando's stage, Maryland's grace to JFK's age. It's Gianni Russo, Hollywood's own, where Jeannie Raymond's secrets are shown. Hollywood Godfather.
Welcome, everybody. It's time for another Hollywood Godfather podcast. And Jeannie and I, and in fact, let me introduce her right now. Jeannie Raymond, my co-host, has been so excited. The guest we have tonight is so phenomenal. I've been a friend of his for years. Before I tell you his name, we've been friends for 45 years. He used to come to State Street when I owned it during the 80s, and that place was a mecca from 2 o'clock in the morning till 6 in the morning, no matter who was playing those showrooms, doing 2 shows a night at that time. They're doing 8 o'clock and at 12 o'clock. So by 1:30, 2 o'clock, the place was jammed already, but we always had 5 or 6 VIP tables knowing they were coming. And when this gentleman was in town, he was there every night. He went nowhere else. And people used to invite him. He said, nope, I'm going to State Street, and I'm his guest, and I'm going there. I'm talking about the unbelievable legend with 140 million records sold. And I'm sure he'll correct me on that because he knows to the record how many he sells. It's Engelbert Humperdinck. This is a show you're going to enjoy. Jeannie has been salivating. I don't want to say anything.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I'm so excited.
And I cleaned that up. So
I am so excited, and I am tickled that he's going to be able to make a little bit of time in his busy schedule. I'll tell you what, at 89, the traveling he's doing and all over the place. I think it said 3 concerts a week. And I'll tell you what.
Legendary. And even for our audiences in the New York area, he is celebrating my birthday at Westbury on December 12th. So get a ticket, and we'll surprise you what's going on that night at Westbury, December 12th this year. But with all that said, I mean, like Jeannie's saying, this guy has got so much energy when you start looking him up. Like, I mean, I know him. I meet him all over the world. We shared a stage in Baku, Azerbaijan in July last year. And he had his daughter with him. And I mean, he's such a nice, you forget who he is when you talk to him. He's so genuine. There's nothing celebrity or pompous about him. Well, Jeannie, you're going to find out, but I think you've done a lot of reading about him also.
Oh, absolutely. Just his life has been remarkable. I was watching an interview that talked about he was literally had holes in his shoes when Please Release Me came out and turned into a big hit, and he was a star overnight. And I guess those records were just selling like crazy. And my favorite part about what I've read is that he, I've always liked the Beatles, all right, but I've always loved him and that era of music. And I'm telling you, I cracked up when I heard his song, Please Release Me, kept Penny Lane from the Beatles from going #1. I just thought that was so funny, and I loved that.
That was his first hit, if my memory serves me.
Right. Yeah. And a big hit, something you still hear all the time.
1967, if my memory serves.
Right. I think that's exactly what it was. Yeah. And you still hear it all the time.
Right.
And, I've been listening to some songs knowing he was going to come on. And I was laughing at myself because each song would come on and I could sing every word. And I thought, as I was a young kid, I was born in 66. And this came, so his career is taking off, and I'm just a little kid. But listen to everything he's ever done. And that beautiful, smooth voice is, you can always recognize him.
I think one of the favorite lines that he's told me so many times himself, and you reminded me today of it. And I'm glad we're having the opportunity before we bring him on to say it. I love the fact that he said, I've had more paternity suits than sweatsuits.
Yeah.
Believe it, believe me. I've been up in that suite. These girls are waiting in the hallway for him.
Well, between you, Sinatra, Elvis,
I'm
I've
not in
seen
that category. I'm a
well,
young.
I know, but you guys were all hanging out in the same spot, and I thought, oh my gosh, it was incredible. They talked about how, and I remember seeing him and watching on TV, and women go crazy. I saw him. Oh, my daughter was tiny, so probably 25 years ago in Las Vegas, and people were going crazy, and still do. That beautiful voice, and he hasn't. I don't know that he slowed down, and he may not be dancing quite as quick and fast as he used to, and shaking his hips, but he's still out there, and
Oh no,
amazing.
I see him at least twice a year, no matter what, wherever we are, and he's always around this area, New York area. So I have
Yeah.
the privilege of that. So without further ado, I want to bring on one of my closest friends as a friend. Forget the celebrity. We've known each other 45 years. Engelbert Humperdinck, the international star. My friend, how are you? Thank you so much for doing this.
I'm good. I'm good, Gianni. That was very nice. You said it exactly the way I wrote it.
I mean, when I think about how we met at State Street,
Yeah,
that was 45 years ago.
isn't it? Where's the time going? I mean, it's ridiculous. I bet we used to have some great times out there, right? My God.
State Street, everybody in the world. I mean,
Yeah, I finished my show and I come straight down to State Street.
and then you'd find Sinatra and everybody hung out there. It was great.
Everybody was there. It was nice. It's nice. It felt very, very much like a family place, with the showbiz families.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? I think the way we ran it was so secure. Nobody could approach you. Ringing the doorbell, you couldn't come in. It was just like a speakeasy.
Oh yeah.
It really worked. It worked for 9.5 years.
Yeah, well, it doesn't exist anymore, does it, Johnny? I mean, we go to Vegas and there's not those sort of things around anymore. But of course, Vegas has grown into such the capital entertainment city of the world, which has so many hotels. When I first went there, it was like just a few on the Strip.
Oh, yeah.
I know, and that's going back 57 years.
I got there 50.
I know what you're thinking, Johnny. You're thinking 57. I can't believe it myself. But look at you. You look so young.
I do.
Come on, compliment me a little bit, will you? Come on.
You know what?
No, I mean, as far as looking young, look at the way you look. I forget about it. I did the math the other day, and in 2 years, you are 60 years as a headliner, international headliner, still going.
Yeah, I'm done here. At the end of this year, at the end of this month, I go to Vegas, and then right after Vegas, I go to England, and I do concerts in England, and I'm going into Belgium and Netherlands and Switzerland and all these places. But I've got about 16 concerts next month.
I know, it's so crazy. And what I'm so happy about, Alan, your friend and manager, I told him, I said, he said, what show do you want to see? I said, I want to see, he's on my birthday. You at Westbury, December 12th.
Oh, yeah?
So I'm coming.
Oh, great. I'll be happy to see
you. I try to go anywhere you are. You've been we had so much fun. Do you feel like telling them how I taught you how to rep a deck of cards in here? And you're so strong, like I was then, not now.
Well, you were quite an unusual character, Johnny. Very, very flamboyant, and always had the most modern things, like the telephones. I think that was the unbelievable thing. When I saw him, the telephones were about that, as big as that.
Yeah.
And Gianni, you had one that was black, and
Right.
usually they came in a kind of a grayish blue color. So I said to you, Gianni, how'd you get? He says, I painted it. So I said, can you paint mine? I want to be like you. So anyway, that was the start of it, and then of course you taught me how to rip a deck, and I couldn't believe your strength, pal. I mean, you were unbelievable. And then you told me about the coin. You lie on your back, rip a coin in half, like a quarter. And all these things go from made you the strong man and that you are today. And as you still kept your looks, and you're amazing. And the first time I saw you, of course, was in The Godfather. That's how I recognized you, because when you're in a movie like The Godfather, you're known all over the world. That series keeps repeating itself, and it keeps seeing you all the time.
Well, it's so funny, because thank God for that film, because what it does, it gives me the privilege, like you. We met last July in Baku, Azerbaijan.
Yeah, I know. The guy that owns the resort is, of course, a great friend of mine, and now he's a great friend of yours, Emin. And he's also a great singer. And I did a duet with him and we did it on the show over there in Azerbaijan together. And plus, he came to London and spent some time in London with me, and we did some publicity on the record. He's quite a character and a lovable man.
I met his whole family. They came to my house, which I would love for you to do when you were in Westchester, because he came, but the whole family came. The mother, the kids.
To your house?
It's here in Vegas. I'm in Vegas. In New York, I live in Frank Costello's apartment on 61st Street. When he died, he left it to me.
If anybody gets lucky, you do. I tell you that. But talking about The Godfather, Gianni, I had a friend of mine who was, I don't know whether you knew him, but he was the Godfather of New York, and he when I was playing Broadway, he said to me, I want you to have a bodyguard. So I said, I don't need a bodyguard. He said, no, I want you to have a bodyguard. You know who my bodyguard was? No. Lenny Montana.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Sure.
The whole week. He was unbelievable.
Oh, he's such a nice guy, isn't he?
Oh, lovely, a lovable guy, very lovable guy. I liked him very much. And of course, he was like my shadow, and I couldn't go anywhere without him. And that was the law. Talking.
You're so funny, because when I took Joe Colombo and Lenny and another guy, and that's when he just hired that lawyer, Barry Schlotnick, when they created the Italian Anti-Defamation League. I'm going back into like 80, 81. Oh, no, what I'm talking about, 75 or something like that. And they were picketing the Godfather book. So I flew in to see him on 58th Street. And I said, we can make a lot of money here. He said, what do you mean we? I said, well, it's my idea. I want a piece of it.
Why not? Yeah.
And a long story short, we went to the Gulf and Western building, which is now Trump something, at Columbus Circle. We brought Lenny Montana with us, and Butterass DeChico, Joe, Barry, and I, 5 people. I said, let's bring some hoods, because they read the book. And that's how Lenny got the part in the movie. They saw him. They said, we got to keep him. And they kept him in the movie.
Yeah. But everybody remembers that movie because he had his hand.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
He had the knife put in his hand.
Oh, yeah. It was,
and that was that made Lenny stand out. And
the interesting thing, Lenny, as you know, for the people we don't know, he played the character Luca Brasi, which is specific. I mean, it's the stuff when they got his vest, remember? And he said, Lucas sleeps with the fishes. Then they knew he was dead.
Yeah. I tell you.
But your career is amazing. I was at your show last year. I try to go at least once, twice a year. The women are still so insane. Jeannie, he did an hour and a half show. They wouldn't let him off the stage. Hour and a half. That's a lot of singing.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I watch I follow you on Instagram. I just looked today and I'm following you from the Hollywood Godfather, but I went and made sure it said me now. So you know I'm following you as well. And I love your Tuesday things and you're always so full of positive energy and I'm always so happy to see you. But so I was just looking to see anything on the internet, that things we could talk to you about. And I was listening to a lady that said you used to carry 28 trunks of clothing when you toured.
Well,
is that right?
that was, you see, when I first started, I didn't have a green card, and so I could only stay in this country for 80 days. You know, that 180 days, and in that 180 days, management and agency wanted me to work those 180 days in America. So, what was, sorry, accept that question again?
Oh, your trunks of clothing that
Oh yeah,
you
that's
had
right.
to bring
So
along
therefore,
with you.
I'd be on the road for like 3 months at a time. So
Well,
we have enough clothes to keep traveling on and on. I couldn't, you know, not have any clothes. So, because I can remember one of my guy that used to dress me, you know, he said to me, he says, Ange, can we cut down on some of the shirts that you use on stage? I said, why is that, Georgie? He said, because, you know, we're carrying 157, you know, shirts.
well,
So
I did
just for
hear.
stage. Just for,
Right.
Yeah.
But I heard that was because women tended to want to rip those off of you.
yeah.
So that was
when
a
I went to my tailor and I said, I need you to make some shirts, he said, oh my God, that means another 150.
Well,
Yeah.
I was born in 1966, so I've been listening.
Don't be a smart ass.
Well, I'm just saying, you know, but I'm just saying I've listened my whole life, and you know, my kids, they grew up. They're older now and don't have to tolerate me and my music, but they were singing. You know, they didn't know Elvis Presley was dead till they were grown because he was always playing in our house. You, Elvis, Tom Jones, they, you know, all of this, Frank Sinatra, always on the radio. And when I told my mother I said, guess who we're finally having on the show? She is 89 and she is so excited that I get to meet you. So thank you for coming on.
Tell your mom we have something in common.
I
We're
will.
both the same age.
And you know what, Mike, you look incredible. I was just looking at your Instagram and I'm like, it's incredible. Even Gianni, I'm like, what's with that skin? I'm as white as you come, and my skin is not holding up like you guys because you look amazing.
Oh, stop it.
So no,
you know, it's Ange and I have a secret.
well, you probably have a few, but
It's called youth.
you know what? I do believe that, and I think so much of it comes with your attitude and your thirst for life, the fact that you love what you're doing. I also looked at your tour schedule and I thought, oh my gosh, you are so busy and all over the place, like Gianni, just always performing, and
Yeah.
you
Well,
can
I think
see.
that's what keeps us young. And to me,
You see,
I agree.
I can't wait to go out.
I tell you what, I have a thing, you know, like for instance, I know we have to grow old. You know, I know this happens. The procedure, there's the process of growing old, and the fact that you know you have to worry about your hair, and my hair was gray when I was 25 years old, and I was not professional at that particular. I was semi-professional, and I said to myself. I looked in the mirror and I said, you can't go into show business with gray hair. So I started dyeing my hair, and I've been dyeing it ever since. And everybody knows I dye my hair. So what? So what?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh,
Yeah.
You know, people say to me, how come you still have your hair and you have your color yet? I said, well, I'm lucky. I don't even go into it.
Oh yeah, they don't need to know. I have a friend, he's very tall, 6'10". And one time he said to me, do you dye your hair? And he's 6'10", I'm about 5'7". And I said, quit looking at the top of my head. I said, of course I dye my hair. I'm old. Get the hell away from me. You know,
But
so
I think it's important, you know, that you look after yourself and you do the right thing from a very young age, because you know as you get older, of course, things get harder, a little bit harder. But I still work out. It's like my cars. I keep my cars in perfect condition. You know, it's always maintained well, always look good. You know, the inside and out, and I think that's how you should keep your body, and look after it. Eat the right things. You know, I'm not saying I don't eat the wrong things, because I do. I love a drink. I love to have a drink. I love to have a cigar. You know, I like those things in life, but I do look after my body.
You do it moderately.
In the pool, working out, doing water aerobics every day. Do all my martial art moves in the pool. You know, and it keeps me going, keeps me young, keeps me fresh, keeps me fit.
that's right. Well, and I watch like I said, I watch your Instagram stuff, and you're always, and I do think it is just your zest for life, your happiness just shows right through you, and it makes you seem younger. You know what I mean? I just think we all have to get older, but we don't have to act our age, right? We can have us a good
I've never
time.
acted my age.
Right. I don't have any intention of it. Now I have kids that are getting old. I have a son that's getting gray hair and bald, a couple of them actually. And I had said to him, they were getting gray, and I said, you're gonna have to do something with that gray hair. You're starting to make me look really old, you know. But
you know, of course my kids are all grown up, and they were graying, but I don't want to tell them, don't, you know, try to look young. Because when I wake up in the morning and I look in the mirror, I don't want to see gray hair. I want to see that young person that was there many years ago, and that's what I do. And I think gray determines age, and I know you have to get old, but try to do your best you can to stay as young as you possibly can. That's my way.
I totally agree.
Like you, in so many ways, that's what I think keeps us going. The fact that we have a pride in ourselves, and it exudes, and we attract people because of the way we look. I know, I hear it in the audience. You know, sometimes I'm in the audience, waiting for you to come out, and when you come out, the people next to me say, "Well, look how great he looks." I said, "He always looks great," and they say, "Who are you?"
And you know, you said Westbury. Well, I've been playing Westbury every year for the last, I can't remember how long. You know, I've been in the business 58 years, so I've probably been doing it for about 56 years. You know, and every year I'm there. I very rarely have missed a year, and of course, the New York audience and that's around it is like they're like family to me. You know, so I can do whatever I want over there.
They've supported you day in and day, and the same people show up.
Yeah, they see me grow.
We're going to take a fast break, 1 second, and we'll be right back. All right. So, to all our audience, I want to remind you, Fanboy Expo is coming up in Orlando, Florida. I'm there September 26th to the 28th. It's an amazing event. We had so much fun there, and everybody's coming back. In fact, they asked me now if I would do my performance show there. So I'll be singing there. I don't know if I'm singing there Saturday night or Sunday, but that's the Fanboy Expo in Orlando, Florida. It's September 26th to the 28th. And then my big break that I got, fortunately, from Resorts World and my good friend Dino Trombino, who was responsible for me signing this contract. I do my first contract at Resorts World in the Catskills on Columbus Day weekend. That's October 11th to the 13th. There's meet and greet. There's a lot of things we're still planning. So call your casino host or however you get reservations up there. Call, make those reservations. Now, if you need reservations, Dino said call him personally. He's the VP of Player Development for the Catskills, Resorts World Catskills. It's Dino. His cell number is 401 741 0403. Tell him Gianni Russo gave you the number. If you have a problem getting a reservation, he said to do it. He wants to have a lot of fun. And he's
every time you give that number out, I'm just like,
oh, I know, but you told me to do it, so I'm doing it. Dino Trombino, unbelievable VP of Player Development for Resorts World Catskills. He'll find a way to get you in there. Believe me, he promised me. God bless you. Okay, we're back. I'm sorry.
all right.
We were talking about keeping our youthful look.
So, Gianni, introduce me to your friend because we just jumped right in. We were so excited, but I want him to know my name.
What?
So I
She
said,
wants you to introduce her to me.
right, because we just jumped right in, started talking.
Normally I introduce in the beginning of the show. This is Jeannie Raymond on camera. She has to let everybody know, and I understand.
No, I want Engelbert
I
to know.
apologize.
That's okay.
He's a legend. He's a
I
legend.
Very
know.
lovely. She's very lovely, I must say. She's very lovely.
Well, it's so nice to meet you. I'm so excited. I've been
Yeah.
talking about it. I was at the horse races when Gianni called and said, or he sent a message, can you do it in about an hour? And I thought, I'm going to go sit in my car. I'll miss the races. I'm not missing out. So I said, he's not doing this one without me. But oh, I'm so glad I got to meet you. I've enjoyed your music forever. But when you first came out and on your show and did a show, you did a stand-in for someone.
Yeah.
You first started.
It was, as a matter of fact, the story goes that I recorded the song "Release Me" and it sat on the shelf for and I thought it was a hit right away. You know,
yeah.
I thought this is the song that's going to get me off the ground. But it sat on the shelf for 3 months, and I thought, when is this song going to move? You know, it was on a show called Jukebox Jury, and there are 4 people on the jury, and my song was voted a miss. But the only person who voted it a hit was Lulu, and which I thanked her greatly when it was a hit. You know, but if I didn't do that particular show, the Sunday night at the London Palladium, I don't think I'd be talking to you people right now. You know, it's just destiny takes you in that direction,
Right.
and destiny gave me the chance when that singer, you know, couldn't make the show, and I went on for him, and it was so unbelievable. But I made the appearance on that particular show, and my record the very next day. There were orders for 80,000, 90,000 daily, 80,000, 90,000. It went up to 127,000 a day. And it just stayed in the charts for 6 weeks solidly, stopped the Beatles from having their 13th number one with Penny Lane and Strawberry Fields, the double-sided A single, you know. And it was it just made history. And it was in the charts for 56 weeks. And of course, it's on every karaoke machine in the world, and which keeps that beautiful song alive, and me.
Yes, it's fantastic. I was at a funeral last Wednesday,
Yeah.
and that was playing, and you were singing in the background of the pictures of my friend's mother's funeral. I was like,
really?
oh my gosh, yes.
Oh, I got a lovely story. I got a lovely story about, if you want to talk about that, you know,
Yeah.
that
Oh, please.
there was a guy who liked my music so much that he said he had a Ferrari car, and he said, if I ever passed away, I want to be buried with my 8-track. It was an 8-track then, in the car, and let it be playing while they lower me into my, you know, future residence. And it did happen. They buried him in a Ferrari. with
That's
my
amazing.
music, release me playing on the track. Yeah,
That is,
Oh, wow.
I mean, yeah, the fact that you've sold 140 million records
50.
now,
50.
but
Yeah, and
I must have read at least
let me tell you how the count goes. 12 years ago, my friend Jeff Sturgis, who's no longer with us, but he was my music director for many, many years. And he says, Anch, I'm going to do a survey and see how many sales you sold. And 12 years ago, it was 150 odd million. And, um, and 12 years have gone by. So how many could it be now? I don't know. You know, maybe 2-3 million more, because it doesn't sell like they used to sell, you know, because the change of pattern now. It's CDs instead of,
Downloads and
which I
yeah.
used to love. You know, I love my vinyls. I love them, love playing them.
I have a son that's
I could put it on whatever track I wanted to, you know.
right.
that's
Yeah.
what's so nice to it. That's what I love about vinyls. You can go where you keep. I have a collection of, well, you can
Yeah.
imagine years and all the people I've known.
Yeah.
A vinyl collection at this
Well,
price.
the vinyls are back. You know, they're back.
Oh, I know. I bought one of those new Victrolas that really.
And it's a different color. It's all blue now. It's a blue vinyl, and it's so pretty to look at. I'm thrilled about it, because I think when you shop, you know, you go through the albums like that, instead of it being so tiny that you can't do it. You know, you
That's
go through
big
the album,
cover.
you take it up, you look at it, and you look at all the titles, and you look at the storylines behind it, and
Well,
then
you
you
must
put
have
it on
this.
the turntable and you play it, and then you buy it. You know.
Well, every record store you must have a section. You
Oh,
can't-
huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
I
Well,
think
now,
it'll come back. I
yeah,
think
my son
it
is.
brings people together. It brings
Oh,
people
yeah.
together, you know. You meet people at the record store and you say, hey, what are you getting this week? Oh, I'm going to buy for this one. I'll go for that one, you know. And I think it's very friendly.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Well,
well,
I love it.
there are very few people, and not because you're on the show, that has the career you have.
I know.
And you've never dropped an order. I mean, your audience is shut. You sell out everywhere you go, and you've been going there, like you're saying, every place you go is like visiting family.
I know, yeah.
Every country, they know you. They talk.
Yeah,
to
I got a kind of a cult audience, you know. At the end of the show, they all get up and come forward, and
Oh,
then
the
I'm able to
stage is
shake hands
like
with them, you know.
they're 8 or 10 deep at the end of the show after an hour and a half.
They know that I throw
They go to
handkerchiefs
the stage, and you come out so graciously and stay another hour. It's amazing.
out. I throw my handkerchiefs out, you know, that
I know.
and it has my cologne on it, and they love the smell of it. And some people have kept it for years and years in cellophane bags, you know, the Ziploc bags.
Oh
And
yeah,
then you
now
still got your
the
handkerchief that you,
fragrance thing. No, they show up with them and show you happy.
yeah. One time I saw a girl in a dress made out of my handkerchiefs.
What?
Yes,
How
she
many did
bought
you
so many that and because she obviously came a lot, and I kept throwing them on, and she kept catching them. Made a dress out of it.
Well, that's a great tribute.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
But now doing the show, I mean, I could see your energy. It's contagious even to me, because I'm not in the category you are. But I like going back to places I'm going just to meet these people again. It's such a
Yeah.
compliment, that they came back
Yeah.
again.
You know, I was listening. Did you record something with a granddaughter, a duet or something with one of your
I
granddaughters?
did. Yeah. She was 9 years old at the time, and I just lost my wife, and my daughter and her husband wrote a song, uh, um, and I did a duet with my granddaughter, and she represented my wife, and she did a fantastic job. She's probably one of the best singers I've ever heard as female singers. She had she at that particular time she was like a big fan of Whitney Houston, and she could sing, you know, in her style, and she was unbelievable.
Wow.
Her phrasing is unreal.
Yeah.
Is she singing now?
Amazing sing. She's an amazing singer. She's not in it because she's finishing school,
Oh, okay.
and she's going to be she's 17 now,
Oh,
and
wow.
it's time for her. I told her mother, I said, it's time for you to be on that arenas, fill those arenas, because
Oh, that's incredible.
she
That's
really
fun.
really could. Huh?
If people want to see it, it gives her the opportunity to work with an audience and get that over with.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
she's
I flew back with your daughter from Baku, Azerbaijan.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's that?
I flew back, but we were all in Azerbaijan. Your daughter was with
Azerbaijan. No, my daughter wasn't there.
no, I'm talking about your daughter.
Yeah.
She was there.
No, she wasn't.
Well, then somebody was lying to me.
No,
She said she was your daughter.
Oh, yes, she was. Yeah. Yes, she was.
Oh, I'm saying, wait a minute.
Oh my God, I forgot. I forgot she was there.
No,
Yes, she was.
there. No.
Yeah.
We'll cut that part out so she doesn't know that you forgot.
Oh my God. I'm even look at me. I'm sorry to forget things, you know. No, but I remember now. Yeah, because yeah, she told me about that.
You're all
I
over
tell you,
the place.
that was a great. Was that a great? I never saw a setup like that.
I
where you
mean,
could
it's amazing. M is amazing.
2,100, 2,200 people sitting there.
No, in the audience.
Yeah.
Excuse me, 10,000.
No, but I'm talking about where the dinner part is. Those tiers where we all sat and have dinner during the show. They're serving dinner to 2,000 people. I can't believe this.
Where's this?
Yeah, and where we were in Baku. That whole second level
Yeah.
was dinner.
Oh yeah, yes, that's right. Yeah, so they could serve meals as well. Yeah.
Yeah, good. You were sitting next to me at a dinner table one night, a couple of times there after the show.
My God, yeah. Didn't it rain when we were there? Some really bad.
Yeah, it rained one night, I think it was.
Yeah, it really. And the people are sitting out in the rain watching the show.
Oh, yeah, they didn't
Oh,
care.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It
I,
was refreshing, the rain also.
for speaking from a fan's point of view, if I went somewhere to see you or Gianni perform, a little rain would not be a problem. I would
Oh,
sit right
that's
through it.
thank you.
No, it's amazing. So I was, as I looked through some of the stuff about you, I thought you and Gianni reminded me a little bit with your passion for cars, because Gianni's had a handful or two at a time, and now you have a Rolls Royce.
Oh, yeah, I do. I used to collect them at one time,
Yeah.
and I had we had a hangman. I come from Leicester in England, and there was a hangman in Leicester who'd hung 200 people, you know,
Oh.
and I had his car. So I bought his car. I had his car. I had Princess Margaret's car, and people like that. You know, I collected those kind of vintage cars, and they're all gone now. But I have a couple of Rolls Royces left now.
Gianni's had a car buying problem himself. How many were yours Bentleys?
I just sold 60 cars that I had in my house in Mexico. At some point,
How many?
60.
Oh, you beat me hands down, man.
Oh, way. No, but I every car I bought, I kept.
Oh yeah.
That's where I made the money. I had a Steve McQueen Goldwing.
Oh, really?
Forget what I got for that car.
Really?
No, it's funny because Rupert Murdoch was building the studio in Baja. So I said, don't worry, I'll cover you with the construction. Because I was good friends with Aguirre, the president of Mexico at the time.
Uh-huh.
So we got a lot of permits done and all that for him. And while they went, and he bought the property next to mine for his own residence.
Yeah.
And but he didn't know I had a subterranean garage, 2 stories, 30 cars on each floor. But I put them on treadmills. I bought old axles, so I didn't want anybody running the cars on the street. So they'd fire them up.
I see.
The exhaust stuff went out the window. People couldn't believe I had cars on treadmills.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
No, but that's why I got so much for them when I sold them. They were great.
So you left them in Mexico, did you?
Yeah. Mexico.
I used to have a little place in Baja, California, in La Paz. I had a little hotel called La Posada de Engelbert. And and all the stars of the past, you know, all the like the John Waynes and everybody, they all used to go to that particular place.
Oh, I
But
know.
not while I owned it, but in you know, before I owned it. You know, they would all go there because it was a nice little hideout.
Yeah, and that's where Elvis had his honeymoon.
Is it?
Yeah, he went there.
What? In where? In Mexico?
In Mexico.
Really?
There were a lot. I mean, a lot, like you said, a lot of the stars used to go there.
This was in La Paz on Baja, so you know, in Baja, California, and it was just a 25-room hotel.
Yeah, a little.
And it was just, I guess, where people hung out a lot.
Yep.
And you know, and it was right on the beach, and it was beautiful.
It's amazing.
Let's take one more quick break. Yes.
Julie,
Say again?
Jeannie, it's time to take a break. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Vinny from South Philly here. I'm going to tell you, I had one of the best Sunday dinners in a long time. I'm going to tell you why. Right here. Corleone, fine Italian, brother. This stuff is the real deal. Now, I know what you're thinking. Everybody knows me out there. They know. I make my own sauce. I make my own gravy. I make my own pasta. I don't buy this stuff in the store. However, I made an exception. Why? Because my friend Gianni Russo out there, I know what he's capable of doing. I know what he's about. He's about quality. So I said, I got to take a shot. And I'm glad I did. Because, see, I've had dinner all over the world, but this product brings me back to Italy. We got the olive oil, and I've lived in Italy, okay? I lived in Calabria. I've went to Sicily. I've been in Messina. I've been to Palermo. I've been everywhere. And this oil reminds me of an old Italian couple that my father used to buy olive oil from. They used to live in the mountains, and they used to make their oil pure from their own olive grove. This is it. It brings me right back to that. And you don't need a lot. You put a little on your salad, you marinate. I mean, come on. You can figure it out. This is the real stuff. I also got their arrabbiata, okay? Again, I don't buy this stuff, but I made an exception. I'm glad I did. I highly, highly, highly encourage you to try this stuff. You won't be sorry, okay? Give it a shot. You go to Corleone, Fine Italian. You order it. It comes to the door. And then all we got to do is put it together. And I'm sure you can look it up. And if you don't know how to cook it, you ask me. And I'll be over for dinner. Enjoy. Salud.
All right, we're back. Please. So, with all that you're doing now, I mean, do you think of retiring? No, right? People ask me.
What is that? What is retiring? I don't know that word.
Retiring.
I don't know what that means. You know what I'm going to do, Gianni? What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep singing as long as I've got my voice.
Right.
I'm going to keep singing until I can't do it anymore or until God calls me.
That's it.
That's it.
No.
Well, you know, my mother, who I tell you, my mother's beautiful, stays young. She broke her hip a year ago, and she was really mad because she had just golfed a great golf game the day before. She golfs with her friends all the time, and she stays young and sassy and great looking. And I look at you guys who do not slow down for anything, and that's how she is. It's just keeping going, and with why would you stop? You know, once you sit down, you're never going to get up again, and to keep moving, it's incredible. So you're one of, is it 10 kids?
But I'm one of 10 kids. Yeah, everybody thought my father. Everybody thought my father was Russian, you know. But he was just taking his time. You know, he was taking his time. But it was wonderful growing up with the 10 of us, and I'm the only one who ever went into show business, and because I had a love for music since I was a little boy, and I had my dreams, and my dreams became reality.
It's
And
amazing.
people don't know you're a great pianist. Also,
Pardon?
you are a great pianist. You don't play on stage.
No, I don't. I don't play piano. I
You did though.
play a few chords, and that's about it. But I learned to play the sax. I'm
Oh,
a
the
sax-
sax.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. Not now. Not now. I don't make money playing the sax. I make,
Oh, they don't want to hear you playing the sax. That voice is so distinctive.
Oh,
Nobody could do your music. I mean, they could try, but
Gianni, I wanted my dream was to be like you remember Jimmy Dorsey and Tommy Dorsey?
what's that?
Jimmy and Tommy Dorsey.
Oh, hello, yeah.
You remember the brothers that one played the trombone and the other one played the
I
sax?
remember they
What-
were the ones that Sinatra said that's the ones who taught him how to breathe.
Yeah, well,
He could never understand it. And they took the time like Sinatra did. I went to Sinatra's house.
yeah.
When I called I said to the old man said I can come and sit, and she said, okay, let me make a call. She calls me back. She says, come on Tuesday and bring a bathing suit. I said, wait a minute. I said, I want to learn how to sing, not swim. She said, bring a bathing suit. So I didn't know. I didn't know what was going on. I get there, Harry opens the door and he looks at my hands. Where's your bathing suit? I said, what's with the bathing suit? I want to sing, not swim. He said, go put a bathing suit on and I'll be right out. And here he comes with a cup of coffee and a white robe. He's getting the pool. I said, what's with this pool? And I'll never forget what he said. He says, if you can't breathe, you can't sing.
That's right.
Yep. And for 3 days, he said, submerge yourself, hold your breath, and keep building up your diaphragm, your lower and upper diaphragm. Without air, this is an instrument, he said.
Yeah,
You got to blow through it. I never got that, man. But
yeah. He had his own inimitable style, which of course was went around the world. And I met Frank many times, and I went to his house. I used to play at his golf tournaments, and afterwards he'd have this congregation at his house, and we'd all go then and get up and sing and do that thing, entertain him for the night.
yeah, he was one of a kind. A lot of people didn't like him, but once I got to know, at 1:30 in the morning, it's time to go if he's drinking because he thinks he's 6'4" and he wants to pick fights with people. It gets so crazy.
I bet, yeah. Anyway, it was. I'm so thrilled that you asked me to come on this podcast of yours, and I appreciate it very much. And it's a joy being a friend of yours, my friend, and of course meeting the lovely lady Jacqueline. Yeah.
oh, it's so nice meeting you. Thank you so much. Did I read that you're going to be in Las Vegas soon?
Pardon me?
Did I read that you're going to Las Vegas soon?
I'm
New Orleans.
I'm
Going to the New Orleans hotel, right?
Orleans, yeah, Orleans.
Orleans.
Yeah.
Right
I
out.
do a couple of days there, and then after that, the next day I fly straight to England, and I'm going to do my concert. I go stay I have a home in England, and I'll go and look it up, and the homestead. I love that house. It's my favorite, because my kids grew up in it, and my wife used to keep the best gardens there.
Great memories,
She loved gardening, and she would garden in that house. So I would never get rid of it, and that's just something that I hope the children keep going back to all the time when the time comes.
Well, that's
We
wonderful.
appreciate you, and my audience is so excited about knowing you were coming on because we don't hit a lot of people, but Wednesday nights we drop the show, and by the end of the week we have 1 million views. We're in 73 countries.
Wow. Okay.
We have 630 hours up now.
Wow.
No, it's almost 6 years. You won't believe where this show is gone. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well,
Well, thank you so much. It's such a pleasure. I was so excited to get on here to meet you. So thank you. And Las Vegas is very close. So I got on there to look at your tickets. A lot of them say less than 1% ticket is available.
She lives in Utah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I thought
Oh, you live in Utah.
I could get there in half a day into Las Vegas, but yeah.
Well, I look forward to seeing you then.
Hey, if I do, I'll find a way. I'll get a hold of Al because I have.
If you can't get a ticket, speak to the man.
That talk to you. Well,
Oh,
thank
yeah.
you so
I'll put
much.
a chair in. I'll put a chair in.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
Well,
because said less
she may
than
hold you
1%.
up to that.
Yeah, I'm close. Don't be surprised.
And I can't thank you enough to
Thank
take
you so
time.
much.
Johnny boy, thank you, Johnny boy. Thank you so
I
much.
love you. We've been friends forever, and we'll be that way forever.
Thank you.
God bless.
God bless you. Bye-bye.
Travel safe, please.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hollywood Godfather, swinging bold, unveiling legends both new and old. Gianni and Jeannie shine that light, bringing golden ages back tonight.